It's funny how the things we value can completely change as we get older, isn't it? Well, today we're going to dive into a story about exactly that, a really powerful shift in perspective about what luxury actually means. It's all about practicality, permission, and one small choice that made a huge difference. So, our story starts with a philosophy that I think a lot of us can relate to. This one sentence, it wasn't just a habit. For decades, it was the absolute guiding principle. It shaped pretty much every decision and defined an entire way of life. For most of their life, this person was all about being practical. You know the drill. You work hard, you save your money, and if there's a cheaper way to do something, you take it. This was way more than just a habit. It was a core part of their identity. Yeah, this was basically the default setting for everything. Big decisions, small decisions, it didn't matter. If there was a more frugal option on the table, that was the one. I mean, that's a pretty familiar story for a lot of us, right? But then something started to shift. Retirement rolled around, and it wasn't just about having more time. It was this dawning realization that, hey, maybe those old rules don't have to apply anymore. Maybe it's okay to choose the path that just makes life a little bit easier. The focus started to move away from saving money to saving something else entirely. And that brings us to the real heart of the issue. It's something we don't really talk about much, the hidden cost of what we think of as simple errands. A task that used to be no big deal can suddenly feel like a massive, draining ordeal.
So it begs the question, right? When your doctor tells you to go get some routine blood work done, what's the actual cost? Because I can tell you, it's a heck of a lot more than just your copay.
And this is what that hidden cost really looks like. It's never about the actual blood draw. That part takes, 2 minutes? No, it's everything else. It's the drive across town, fighting traffic, circling the lot for a parking spot, and then sitting in a crowded, uncomfortable waiting room just waiting. By the time you're done, you feel completely wiped out. So this is the turning point. After getting fed up with that whole draining process, a new option appears on the radar, and it sparks this huge internal debate. It's that classic battle, isn't it? A lifetime of being practical going head-to-head with this new desire for a little bit of comfort. And what was this new option? A mobile phlebotomy service. I know, it sounds kind of fancy, but it's simple. A certified pro comes right to your house to do the blood draw. A brilliant solution for sure, but one that flies right in the face of decades of doing it the hard way. And there it is, the price tag, $59. Now, for a mind that has been trained its entire life to find the cheaper way, that number can look like a mountain. It's the very real, tangible price of convenience. And of course, this is the first thought that pops into your head. That little voice of practicality just kicks right in, full of doubt. $59? Is this really necessary? Can't I just suck it up and do it the old way? But then comes this incredibly powerful counter-argument. This is that moment of truth, of self-validation. It's the realization that all that hard work, all that saving, all that planning, it wasn't just to scrape by. It was to earn the freedom to make choices just like this one. Why shouldn't you be able to use your resources to buy back a little peace and comfort? So the decision was made. And now we get to see what a difference it made. This is all about the incredible contrast between that old, stressful ordeal and this new, unbelievably calm experience. And wow, the difference is just night and day. On one side, you've got the whole clinic experience, the harsh lights, the chemical smells, the uncomfortable chairs, the stress. And on the other, you're in your own home, sitting in your favorite spot, just completely relaxed. And the process itself? It's so simple, it's almost funny. A professional shows up, right on time, the draw is quick, it's gentle, and then that's it. They leave and your day just keeps on going. There's no recovery time needed from the stress of the errand itself. This whole experience ended up leading to a much bigger conclusion. It became about totally redefining what has value and what it means to experience a new and much more personal kind of luxury. And here it is. This was the big breakthrough. The absolute best part of this whole thing wasn't about saving a couple of hours. It was about the incredible amount of mental and physical energy that was saved. And that's a resource that just gets more and more precious as time goes on. And this realization just reframes the whole decision. That $59, it wasn't an indulgence. It wasn't a splurge. It was a thoughtful, deliberate choice. It was a gift of ease to yourself. And really, it was a direct investment in your own quality of life.
So this experience gives us this beautiful new way to think about luxury. It's not about big, flashy things. Real luxury, it turns out, is found in the small, smart decisions we make to take the friction out of our lives, to lower our stress, and to protect our precious energy.
This right here just says it all, doesn't it? It's the big takeaway from this whole journey. After a lifetime of taking the harder, cheaper road, maybe the greatest luxury of all is finally giving yourself permission to just choose ease. So I'll leave you with this to think about. It doesn't have to be about a blood draw, of course, but what's one small choice you can make? One that might feel a little indulgent at first, that isn't really about the money, but is about investing in your own well-being. What's your $59 decision?